first guest today is global education philanthropist, world-renowned brain performance specialist, and author of groundbreaking book, Limitless. Please welcome Jim Kwik. Hi, Jim.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you everyone who's watching.
Of course, of course. So, Jim, everybody's stuck at home right now. So can you tell us a little bit about what we can do to stay productive while we're cocooning?
Absolutely. So the metaphor of a cocoon and metamorphosis, I think we're going through a life cycle right now. We want to come out a butterfly, right? We want to come out smarter. We want to come out stronger. So how do you do that? I'll give everyone 5 C's really fast because my last name really is Kwik. First C, I would say clarity. You know, when we're alone, you're usually alone with your doubts, your fears, your concerns, and maybe you feel alone. One of the things you could do is this reset, is this pause, is solitude gives you time to self-reflect about your life, what's most important to you, what's most important to you in your relationships, what's most important to you in your career, and just to have that pause. Sometimes when we're going 90 miles an hour, we can't stop and just like, hey, you know, are my actions aligned with the things that are most important to me in my life? So it's kind of like a reset. Second C, besides clarity, is care. Right now, you know, while we know, you mentioned like we're physically distancing ourselves, we know physical hygiene, washing your hands, sanitizing everything, but what about mental hygiene? And so important right now, because one of the challenges is our brain primarily, it gets hijacked sometimes, and it just watches all the bad stuff all the time. And if you find yourself doing that, the challenge is chronic stress shrinks your brain, and chronic fear actually compromises your immune system and makes you more susceptible to viruses, to colds and flus. And so what can you do for self-care? So in the book, I talk about the best brain foods. I talk about how to optimize your sleep, you know, meditation practices, all those good things. And number 3, after you have clarity and care, I would say contribution. If you're feeling anxiety and fear right now, one of the best ways to get out of fear is to focus on somebody else. You know, how can you use your time or your talent or a little bit of your treasure to make a difference? You know, and it could be just like FaceTiming a neighbor down the hall, you know what I mean? And just that, you know, they're a little bit older and they could use some help and some connections. So how can you uniquely contribute? For us on Instagram, we're doing free speed reading classes. We're doing student success programs completely live and free, just because we know a lot of schools are out of, you know, and so we want to teach people how to recession-proof their brains. So we are doing that to contribute, but find your unique way. And after contribution, I would say creativity. I mean, wow, did you know that it was during the Great Plague that Shakespeare created Macbeth and,
Oh, wow.
and Antony and Cleopatra? And he was socially distancing himself. It was during the plague of London when they closed the university down that Isaac Newton had to go home. And that sounds familiar, right? He had to go home, and when he was sitting underneath a tree in his yard, the apple fell onto his head, and he came up with the theory of gravity and the theories of motion. So what can we create? What if you always wanted to write music, poetry, a book, you know, videos, TikTok, whatever you want to be able to create, right? And this could be some of the most productive times of your life. And then also, I would say the last C is capabilities, meaning what have you always wanted to learn? You have a to learn list. You know, do you have a to learn list? Like, what do you want to read? You know, right now we have unfettered access to everything on the planet. We can learn Spanish on YouTube. We could, you know, we published the #1 education training podcast on how to remember names, how to learn languages, how to change your habits, you know, and like, but what can you learn at this time? And because I don't think we should be downgrading our dreams to fit this current situation, I think we have to be upgrading our skills to be able to meet our destiny. And
Absolutely.
those are the 5 C's to cocooning.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. So I gotta make sure after this, I'm gonna write those down because I definitely need that. So Jim, let's talk about your book, Limitless, briefly. So I do believe that Will Smith was one of the men that he wrote your cover quote.
He did. Yeah, there's on the cover here from Will, and people could see it at limitlessbook.com. It says, Jim Kwik knows how to get the maximum out of me as a human being. But we have some amazing individuals supporting this book, you know, the top Alzheimer's doctor in the world, top tennis player in the world, you know, all these amazing actors and actresses. I help actors speed read scripts, memorize their lines, be focused on set. And Limitless is not about being perfect. It's the subtitle is Upgrade Your Brain, Learn Anything Faster, and Unlock Your Exceptional Life. And I believe everybody has the ability to unlock an exceptional life for themselves. And I opened the book with this quote. You'll like this. It's from a French philosopher, says, life is the sea between the B and the D. Life is C between B and D.
Well, so you like the letter C. I think that's your
I do very much. B stands for birth, D stands for death, and C, life, stands for choice. That I believe that these difficult times that we're experiencing, difficult times, they could define us, or these difficult times they could diminish us, or these difficult times can develop us. We decide. And it's, while the beauty is in the butterfly that we're talking about, the growth happens in the cocoon. It's the struggle for that butterfly to come out of the cocoon that builds its wings strong, so then it could soar to new heights. And the book really is a book. It teaches speed reading, memory enhancement, focus, concentration, how to change your habits, the best brain foods, everything you need to know. It's an owner's manual for your brain, because your brain controls everything. And it's so important right now when all of us have to rethink our careers, and we have to learn new skills and learn new subjects. And we teach people how to read twice as fast in the book and do these remarkable things. But my idea for everybody here is there are no limits, that the sky's not the limits. It's our minds that are the limits, but we're not shown how to use it. School taught us what to learn and what to think, but not how to learn and how to think.
Right.
That's a book to be able to.
Great words. Great words. You're very inspirational. I think I feel a little inspired now. Go ahead and try something new. And it's interesting you bring up that point that we have knowledge at our hands right now. I know Harvard has 64 free courses out right now for free. And I mean, I signed up for a couple of them. So I might learn a couple. I might have some Harvard credits once I'm done. I'm just like out of quarantine. So Jim, really quick, so let's talk about what someone can do while they're stuck at home. I guess organizing their space, or things that they need to be as productive as possible.
Yeah, I think what's really important, I'll give you a 6C. We talked about the 5 C's. I think a 6C is getting consistency. I think when we're stuck at home, it's important to have structure. I believe first you create your habits, and then your habits create you. You create your habits of working out or eating well or meditation, whatever you do, and then those habits create you back. And so I have a video online about my morning routine that has over 10 million views alone. And these are the 10 things I do every morning to jumpstart my brain. And people could Google Jim Kwik morning routine, but some of the things that you could do for yourself to be able to activate your brain, little things like the first thing I do is I remember my dreams. Like, did you know that it's in our dream state that Mary Shelley came up with Frankenstein in her dream? Like Paul McCartney came up with the song Yesterday in his dream. You have these wonderful dreams, but you don't remember them. So there's techniques to be able to do that. Also, recommend everybody when you first start out is your brain loves a clean environment. Your external world is a reflection of your internal world. You ever like clean out your desktop and all of a sudden you have like clarity of thought?
Yes, absolutely.
So same thing with, I recommend everyone start their day by making their bed, because it's one of those small things you could do. It only takes 2 minutes, but it teaches you that how you do anything is how you do everything. You can make that bed with excellence, and you take excellence into your day. And it's very important. And then one more challenge for everybody who's watching. I challenge people to brush their teeth with the opposite hand. Because what this does is by using your non-dominant hand, it actually stimulates the other side of your brain. And as your body moves, your brain grooves. They did this study in Oxford saying that jugglers have bigger brains. And people who tend to read faster, they tend to play musical instruments that requires both hands. But you know what it really does is it forces you to be present. Because the worst thing you could do first thing in the morning that will hijack your brain is touch your phone. And I know people don't want to hear this, but when you pick up your phone first thing in the morning, you're in this relaxed state. You just woke up. And if you're very suggestible, if you pick up your phone, number one, it rewires your brain for distraction. Meaning every like and share and comment, ring, ping, ding is training your distraction muscles. Then you wonder why you read a page in a book and just forgot what you just read. Or you can't have a conversation with someone without your attention fleeting. But the second thing it does is it rewires your brain not only for distraction, it rewires your brain for reaction. Meaning you're just reacting and on the defense. That you could get one social media message or a voicemail message, text message, and it could hijack your whole day and put you in a bad mood. And you don't want to react to things. You want to be able to see, you don't want to be a thermometer. The thermometer just reacts to the environment. You want to be a thermostat. A thermostat gauges the environment, but then it sets a temperature and the environment must comply. And that's leadership.
You're really good at these.
Be that thermostat.
I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna put it on my wall. I'm gonna get those quote things that you can stick on your wall.
You should do that.
Be a thermostat, not a thermometer. I love that. Thank you so much, Jim Kwik. Everybody, please go out and get. Well, you said it's sold out, but when it's not sold out,
Actually, limitlessbook.com, and we actually give you a 10-day course on speed reading and memory enhancement as our gift. Because when I want this to be the most read book of 2020, a lot of people buy books and it's just on their shelf, and it becomes shelf help, not self help.
Right.
And that's the challenge. And so I actually, when you go to limitlessbook.com, I will gift you a free speed reading memory focus program with your order of the book. So then when the book arrives, you're ready to go through it and you're going to finish that book.
Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jim. I might have to go get the speed reading.
Can I challenge everyone to do something really quick?
Yes,
real quick challenge. I challenge everyone to take a screenshot of our conversation right now and post it on social media, tag us both, and share just one thing you're going to do. Is it clarity? Is it care? Is it contribution? Is it your capabilities? Are you going to be more creative? Tag us both, and I'll repost some of our, we have a good like 1 million people on social, and I'll repost it, and I'll also gift one of your viewers in your community a free signed book.
Awesome, awesome. So go ahead and get this screenshot going. This is my picture. Okay.
There you go. Go like this. And I'm at Jim Kwik, Kwik. Thank you so much.
Thank you.